Paula Fry, and today I want to talk to you about the inflammatory response of dairy. Many people that have allergies and autoimmune disease are allergic to dairy and do have a response to it. Usually it's you have an allergic response to the whey and the casein proteins in the milk, and these proteins will cause the body to react, and it forms antibodies and histamine and then in the soft tissues of your body, and it causes inflammation. Many people also have sinus infections and ear infections, and they just generally feel bad. Some kids that are just sick all the time, usually the bottom line is they have a milk allergy. There's a lot of good things about milk. Milk has calcium and a lot of other good nutrients, and like I said, it has protein. So it is good for the body, especially children that are growing and developing. My granddaughters were allergic to the formula when they were babies, and I did fine with milk until I was in my 30s, and then I started having stomach cramps and couldn't figure out what was wrong, and the doctors treated me for just about everything under the sun, and I finally figured out on my own that I had a milk allergy. When I quit drinking milk, I loved cottage cheese, and I quit eating cottage cheese. I felt so much better. But so there was about 3 years I didn't eat any dairy products at all. Cheese was just like sludge in my body. I just had a terrible time digesting it. But I had a bone scan, and they said I had the first stages of osteoporosis, and that's when your bones are thinning. And usually people that have autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis have been given lots of steroids and prednisone and things over time, so that thins your bones. And they told me that I needed to exercise, do weight-bearing exercises, and eat a very good diet, lots of vegetables, and also I needed to try to take calcium supplements. Well, I tried to take those, but they didn't agree with me either. And I tried lots of different brands and kinds, and they either made my arthritis worse or they upset my stomach. And so one day I thought, well, I'm going to try just plain yogurt. I'm going to see if that works. No sugar, no fruit, nothing in it, just plain yogurt. And I started eating just a little bit every day, and then I started increasing the amount, and it really seemed to help me. And I wasn't having stomach cramps, and I was doing a lot better. So I have started making my own yogurt. I bought this Dash yogurt maker. I believe I got it on Amazon. They're about $25. And it takes about 10 hours to make 7 little jars of yogurt. And these last me about 2 to 3 days. I try to eat at least 2 of them a day. So what you do, I buy organic milk, and I want to talk to you a little bit about milk and why I like organic milk. The bovine growth hormone is given to cows in the United States. It's been banned in Europe and lots of other countries across the world, but we use it here. And the government says it's fine and it doesn't really hurt you, but they've noticed that the obesity rates have increased, that cancer rates have increased, and one thing that really kind of got my attention is the early onset puberty, because I have granddaughters. So they've linked that bovine growth hormone to some types of cancer. It also raises the insulin rate. So I just decided I was going to use organic milk because organic milk does not have that growth hormone in it. I also like Fage yogurt. It's F-A-G-E, but it's pronounced Fage according to the package. And I love this Greek yogurt as my starter, and they do not use the bovine growth hormone. So I just like to eat this yogurt. It's very delicious. But I also like to make my own yogurt using this starter. So I make sure you have to heat your milk. I measure about 5½ cups of milk, and you've got to heat it until it almost comes to a boil. You need to stir it. Don't put it on high or it will burn. It'll ruin the whole batch. Keep it on medium and stir it frequently. And then when it just about comes to a boil, you take it off the heat and let it cool. And let it cool until it's just warm. You don't want it hot or it's going to kill your probiotics. This Fage yogurt has lots of good probiotics in it. And these are going to develop overnight in my yogurt. Over the 10 hours in my yogurt maker, these probiotics will develop in my yogurt. So I really like all the probiotics. There's 4 or 5 probiotics in this yogurt. So I stir this until it's cool, and I think it's just about ready. I put my starter, and this is 6 ounces. I put 6 ounces of starter in my organic milk, and I use a whisk to mix this so it's really mixed well and evenly distributed through all the milk. One thing, the yogurt maker has lots of recipes for adding fruit and different things to the yogurt. And I don't add fruit just because I have found that fruit bothers my arthritis. I do eat a little fruit, but not much. I can't eat very much. But I do like to put organic vanilla in my yogurt. You can also use cinnamon. I have some organic wild oats ground cinnamon that I sometimes put in it. It makes it really good. You can add flavors to it. I start with the vanilla, and sometimes I put that cinnamon on top of it when I eat it. But I put about a tablespoon of the vanilla just to give it a good flavor. And this yogurt is good just plain eaten out of the jar. It's just great. I use a whisk, and I whisk this until it's very well mixed, because you want to get all of that starter mixed in your milk so it doesn't go to the bottom. If you don't mix it well, it all sinks to the bottom, and then it's not all the jars get the probiotics. Okay, and then I just pour it back into the measuring cup that I measured my milk in the first place. I pour it in there. And then you fill your little containers and put them in your yogurt maker. It's fairly simple. And I do this right before I go to bed at night usually. Right after supper I heat up my milk and then let it cool. And after I get ready for bed I come in and just mix it up and put it in my yogurt maker. And you can just add these little jars here. And this is really good yogurt. It's delicious. And I think it is quite a bit cheaper to make your own. It does take time, but like I said, I think if you schedule it where you're doing it right before you go to bed and then let it run overnight, you're okay. And it doesn't really take that much time. And I always use this same little pot. I like that pot for my yogurt. And I try to fill them up as full as they will go. After the 10 hours is up in the morning, you want to let them cool a little bit. And then you're going to have some whey. Remember I talked to you about whey? That's one of the proteins that a lot of people are allergic to. I pour that whey off of my yogurt, and then I put the lid on. You just kind of have to move these around to get them in here. They fit, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to get them in. They all fit in here. I think I've got it turned around is the reason it's not working. Here we go. Start this way. There's a trick to this. You have to hold your mouth just right to get this all to work, but it does work. You can get them all in there. There we go. All right, now I have a little bit of milk left, and so I'm going to top all these off until they're all very full. You don't want to run them over. You'll have milk in the bottom of your yogurt maker, but I always wash my yogurt maker when I'm done making yogurt. So I make yogurt about twice a week, and I have a good supply of yogurt all the time. And you put the lid on. You don't put these lids on now. You put those on after it cools in the morning. You put your lid on, and it's just about as simple as that. And then you take your yogurt timer and you turn it to 0, and I'm going to punch it 10 times. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then turn it on, and it's ready to go. In 10 hours, I'll have 7 containers of delicious yogurt. And like I said, I think this is a great way to have a supply of yogurt all the time. And you can use it in different recipes. You can make dips with it. You can put it in instead of like sour creams and different things in recipes. I've even made biscuits with it. You can use your yogurt a lot of different ways. Yogurt is a good substitute for some of your more high-fat dairy products. But give it a try. If you are having problems digesting milk, I think plain yogurt is a good way to start and see if you can tolerate that. If you have a horrible milk allergy, I wouldn't recommend eating dairy at all, and just try to get your calcium from other sources. But if you can tolerate it, this is a great way to go. One thing that I found that since I have been eating the plain yogurt, I'm able to eat just a little cheese now. I'm able to cheat on my dairy a little bit without having severe stomach cramps. So that is a good part, a good facet of this too, that it has helped me tolerate a few dairy products. I don't eat many dairy products, but I do like the yogurt. And this is a great little yogurt maker. I've had it for quite a while. It works great. It's easy to clean. And these little containers are great because you just stick them in the dishwasher and it cleans them up really well. Well, thank you. And I hope this helps you. And I have a blog. It's the2fries.blogspot.com, the2fries.blogspot.com. I have a Facebook page called 21 Keys for Renewing Your Health. And I also have a book coming out named the same thing, 21 Keys for Renewing Your Health. But I really care about you, and if you have an autoimmune disease, I hope this helps you. And I will have more videos. Look for them. Thank you. Bye-bye.